Known to Black Diamond Services. We got an empty house in Modesto, California. So let's take a look at what we got going on. So we got multiple stains. Got this living room, like a family room space. And there is some permanent stains here. I'm gonna try and get them out. I have some spotters. There's no history on them because they're unfortunately it's not in the budget to replace the carpet. It's actually a rental from my understanding, and they're getting a smoking deal on the rent for our area for this size of a house, because I am aware of a house that's about 300 square feet less than this one, and the rent on it is about $700 a month more. So they're getting a screaming deal. So there's stuff that needs to be done around this house, but for $700 a month less than the market is right now for this about this size house, I guess it's understandable, because I asked questions like, why isn't the landlord having the carpets cleaned at least? And I was like, are you getting a great deal on the house? She's like, I don't know what a great deal is, but we're getting this much for it. And I was like, yeah, that's a great deal. So that's why. That's the information I got. As you can see, there's a tear at the seam of the carpet. Mike's in here vacuuming, but here's the permanent stains. We got pink spots, this black stain. I have spotters. I'm gonna try and get it out. There's random stuff everywhere. So he's just getting it vacuumed up, and then I'm basically gonna nuke the main areas where it appears to be just soil and maybe some light spills of a drink, and then soil got attracted to it, hence the reason why those stains there are darker. And then spot clean those stains in there. Then we'll run the CRB and we'll extract everything out. I'm trying to make this carpet look the absolute best it possibly can for them, but I'm not gonna say it's gonna look brand new, but our goal here is to make it clean and sanitary, and if the look of it looks great after we're done, then that's an added bonus. So let's find out what happens. So the product we're using to pre-spray this carpet is Frog Nasty. It is a high alkaline to help suspend the soils. We've also going to be adding some citrus solvent, just because I don't think whoever lived in this before took their shoes off, so there could be oils, or maybe they walked barefoot a lot, which means skin oils could be an issue. So I always like to yield on the side of caution and just use a little bit of that when it's in bad shape. That way, when we go to clean it, more than likely it's going to come out really well. It has always done great for me in this situation. It's not too often I have to adjust my chemistry based on what I see and kind of predict is going to be the best outcome for a house where I don't know the background of the stains or anything like that. since this is for somebody new that's living here or gonna live here. So we're gonna rinse these out and see what happens by just rinsing them out. But then if they don't budge, then we're gonna go ahead and spot them and clean them differently too. But for the rest of the carpet, it's mostly just gonna be the pre-spray mixture here that's gonna probably take care of all of our main issues, which is the soil and the random stains here, the darker ones, I should say. Alright, so we pre-sprayed everything, but what's going to happen is the amount of time it's going to take us to do just under 1,000 square feet of carpet, some of it's probably going to dry out a little bit, so we're going to pre-spray the living room, family room, and a little bit of the hallway to my left here that's by the entry. I wanted the pre-spray to start working and breaking stuff down in those rooms in advance, but the thing is if you let it dry completely out, it's good to pre-spray. But when it's in this kind of a shape, I want to do that anyways. It may not dry out before I get to it just because it's winter time and it takes longer for it for that to happen. So it may not be an issue, but I'm still going to re-treat it regardless, because I feel like that's gonna help. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to run the CRB over it, and then the main heavy spots, retreat it. All it's gonna do is help. But if this wasn't as soiled as it is and stained as it is, I would probably have no need to do that. But once I get to a certain amount of carpet, residential carpet, to clean, I don't pre-spray all of it. Usually in the wintertime, I feel comfortable with 1,000 square feet, 800 to 1,000 square feet of generally soiled carpet. And I can pre-spray all that and not worry about it being bone dry before I rinse it out. But in the summertime, now I do maybe 500 to 800 square feet at a time, because it will dry out way quicker where we live here in Central California. So I adjust accordingly depending on the time of the year and the carpet. So every job that you see on this channel probably has some kind of slight variation to how I do the chemistry, how I rinse it out, and all that. So not every job is exactly the same. I wish it was just one thing I had to do and it would work on everything, but that's not always the case. So like I mentioned earlier about those spots, like we're gonna rinse them out first and see what we can get out before we start putting products on top of it, or spotters I should say, and then adjust from there. So that's the goal here, is to get it clean, sanitary, but any ability to get it looking a ton better is just a positive. This master bedroom's already starting to look better just of pre-spray and CRB, so that's a good sign. And then I think one of those spots over here is gum, so we're gonna have to wait to get that out with some heat, and possibly a spotter if it doesn't react quickly to the heat. A lot of times I get most of it out with the heat because the machine's producing over 200 a lot of times at the wand. Oh, we got some kick out. Alright, now I'm in the worst room of all of them. This is the one that's got the pink or reddish color and the black stain over in the corner here. We'll find out if the CRB loosens any of it up, but I think it's going to require additional attention. I have a feeling it's permanent, but like I said, we do have some spotters, and I am going to see if I can get it to come out. I'm hoping that it isn't permanent. See what happens. It looks like it kind of loosened it up a little bit, so I think we might be able to extract it out and be safe. Looks like there's some slime in the corner there too, so again, may have to spot it, but depending on how the slime was made, it can be difficult too. So we'll see what happens, but if they didn't get such a great deal on the rent, I was like, to be honest, they should have probably taken care of the carpet already for you, and then that's what led her to let me know that the monthly rent is a great deal. So probably at least 30-35% less than what the homeowner technically could get if it was all, cleaned up and they didn't have to do anything. I don't know. If it were me, I'd want to replace it, but it's not my house, and I'm not the renter. So I set expectations, and I try and crush the expectations that I set and that they're hoping for, and go from there. Indentation from the previous bed. So far it's starting to look good, so I'm glad. Alright, first room is done. Did pretty well, considering what it needs to happen to it. But so we're in the second room here. This one wasn't too terrible. There were some stains. CRB kind of made them disappear. But otherwise, kind of an open closet. the difference it's making. This is good. So a lot of areas he's been double passing over it or triple passing if there's a stain. And then, like I said earlier, if something's not quite coming out, we're gonna go and retreat it and go over it again. So I don't always film everything, so you may not see it all the time, because if I did that, we filmed literally everything, this would probably be a 2.5 hour video, and I just can't fit it all in there for time constraints and things like that. But I wanted to always try and show you guys the best stuff when possible. And then I gotta trim the fat out of it sometimes. But I know a lot of you like to learn stuff, and then a lot of you like the ASMR stuff. I know I haven't done a lot of that lately, but the most popular videos are usually the ones where I'm talking about the chemistry and the process, and so those are the ones I tend to work on the most. But yeah, I do appreciate you all for watching, and as of the morning of this, before the filming of this video, we hit over 10,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for those that have subscribed. I do appreciate that. Subscribers are great and all. Viewership is obviously more important. If you are a YouTuber and you're trying to make money off of it, make a living off of it, subscribers are fantastic. But if you get yourself 1,000 subscribers and the minimum watch hours or whatever the new minimum is that YouTube requires to monetize, if you get videos that blow up and go viral and you get millions of views on small on your videos that are 8 minutes or more, even if you have 1,000 subscribers, you're gonna make some good money. If one of my videos, no joke, one of the 32-minute videos or longer that I have, because of the ads that are in them, which I know a lot of people don't like ads, but that's how YouTubers make their money, and they make less money on the people that are paying for YouTube Premium. You still make a little bit, but it's probably, I don't know, a quarter or less of what you make off of the average person that's just viewing it. So those that are sitting and through those short little ads and even skipping them, you are helping people earn a little bit of money. Our videos don't make hardly anything, but you get into the millions of views of those longer videos that have some ads in it, and you can actually make a fair amount of money for what it is. So I haven't had a video go completely viral. It's been a long 2.5 years on one of my videos that hit almost, I think, 550,000 views so far. But just to give you an idea, that was over 2.5 years, I think, now that video's been live, and it's currently at like $3,600 in ad revenue, which sounds great, but it took 2.5 years for that to pop off and happen. So for those that go viral and stuff like that over the course of a week or two, like huge channels that go viral immediately because of their content is really engaging, and it's more not a niche service like carpet cleaning or tile and whatnot. It's stuff that like a lot more people will watch. Like, for example, the massive YouTuber Mr. Beast. I mean, he gets 3 to 10 million views in a day of his stuff uploading, and he's smart. He reinvests like almost all of it back into his videos so he can make them bigger and bigger and better, which is great. But yeah, to be on that level as a cleaning company will probably never happen. Yeah, if you can make a couple extra $1,000 a month doing whatever it is that you already do, and then you can reinvest it into your company or whatever it is that you're looking to accomplish, then that's great too. It's extra income for your family, whatever it may be. So even if you have doubts, if it's something that you're skilled at, I would video it. You don't care about giving away information for free. They're either going to look at you and say, oh, now I know how to do it, or they're going to be like, this person knows what they're doing. I'd rather just hire them and have them do it. So that's the way I kind of look at it. I mean, yeah, giving away a lot of information. People ask questions. I sometimes get emails or even phone calls of people asking for my opinion on things. and I'll just give it to them. Yeah, I could probably make money off of it, but you know, and I've thought about putting a class kind of thing together before. It just takes a lot of time and effort for me to do that all by myself, so that's why I have not accomplished that yet. So once the business gets a little bigger to where I have a little more free time, I may consider doing stuff like that, so that way people can learn from it and they can purchase it if they want, you know, to have, you know, a couple hours or more of content that can help them get started in moving in a company if they're trying to build their own business, or just want to learn something that doesn't always get put into a single video, you know, for them to consume all of it at once. So it is helpful. Definitely consider filming whatever it is. Make sure you put it not just onto YouTube, but put it on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, etc. Because all those platforms are free to use because they run ads on them. That's how the platforms make their money, is through ads. So if you're not paying anything for it, that's how people are going to advertise to you. It's just like old TV, where there wasn't a monthly payment to the standard TV, is because of commercials, products, and stuff like that. That's how they made their money, and probably amongst other ways. But yeah, become a YouTuber, even if you're unsure. It takes time and it takes effort, and yes, you need to get better at filming, and I know I need to get better at filming and editing and stuff like that. But again, these videos don't make a whole lot of money. It's very little, you know, it takes a long time, like I mentioned about the other video. So you spread out 3,600 over 2.5 years, that's nothing as far as income goes. So I know a lot of people said you need to get a GoPro, you needed to attach it to your chest or something like that, and that's a great idea. But usually when I'm cleaning, you know, and I'm going straight up and down like this, the way my body's facing is like this. So I would constantly have to adjust the camera on me, and hopefully it has a little bit of a swivel to it in order for it to be back out facing this. It's just the way my body is. When I'm standing, my chest is facing to the right a little bit, or if I switch sides and use my left hand, now my chest is facing to the left. So that's why a lot of times I just got used to using one hand to clean and one hand to hold the phone, because then I can do, I feel a little bit better as far as keeping it stationary, or at least on point with looking at the carpet wand or the CRB or the vacuum. I'm sure there's better ways to do it, but like, I just don't make a lot of money off the videos to justify it. I don't have a Patreon or anything like that. I think I kind of set up some stuff for YouTube if people were to pay monthly, but to help support the channel, but I don't even think I have it live, just because I don't want to not give something back for supporting the channel. And I mean, it would be one of those situations where it's out of the kindness of your heart because you like the content or something like that, but at the same time I like to try and give something back if I can. So I guess bare minimum it would be like answering your questions or something, you know, if you have specific questions. So I know, apologize, a lot of rambling, but hopefully some of this information is good to you. But yeah, always cleaning up great. That room cleaned up well. So this is going to turn out pretty good, and I think the client's going to be happy with the outcome. Yeah. We'll have to spot it. I mean, nobody looks better, but
Yeah.
Alarm. See what happens right here. Oh yeah. See that? Yep. So some of it's coming out, and then we can hit it with some spotters, and we may be able to get it all to come out. So I'm gonna apply some pig out on this because I kind of have a feeling that it's possibly ink. And then I'm gonna put my towel on top of it to see if I get transfer, and that will be a good sign. Put a little pressure down. Oh yeah, see, so we should be able to get all this out. That's why I said I wanted to rinse it out first, see how much will come out just rinsing it, and then we could put some spotting agents on it to see if we can get it to come the rest of the way out. But when this happens, you get a response by your spotter just transferring to a rag, then you should be able to get it all out. So that's a good sign. See, now most of it is about out, so I'm going to treat it one more time. So this stuff is called pig out. It is from Truck Mount Forums, but you can only use so much of it, and you have to make sure that you rinse it out because it will delaminate the carpet. So there's only so much you can really realistically do. Like I said, you just got to be cautious, make sure you don't forget about it, and rinse it out really well. So that's why I had Mike go slow. But this is where those pink spots were at, and I put some of the product on it, and so a lot of it's already came out. So we may not be able to get 100% of it, but it's definitely going to look significantly better in here. So I think she's going to be pretty stoked on that. Much completely gone. Turned out well. And then all the just about all the pink spots came out. I'll have to retreat that one there, but otherwise all those other spots are pretty much gone. She's gonna be stoked that that's gone because that was kind of pretty unsightly. So basically from about right here back, all this room and that room, I'm gonna retreat and then run the CRB over it. So there's a little something right there that needs some extra attention, so that's why I was thinking a little bit past it. And then this way, I mean, you could tell there's a massive difference, but I want to see if I can get that to pop out because it's not just a shadow. There's a little something here. So we're gonna kind of re-clean this space here, but I want to run some pre-treatment over it all again before we do that. All right, pre-sprayed this pretty heavily, hit the spots a little extra. And it's already starting to shape up. So this is probably the roughest patch here. It's not as noticeable now that the pre-spray's gone over it. There's a little bit of a pinkish spot here, so I'll be trying to get that out later, see what happens. If it reacts like the rest of them, then it should. But I'm still amazed at that other room. I can't believe it turned out as well as it did. There will be a before and after photo for you guys to see which one I'm talking about. But the black stain and the pink spots in the bedroom. Pretty crazy stuff. But starting to get more kick out. This room is in pretty bad shape too. Guys, see, if somebody came in here and just pre-sprayed and rinsed, they would have not gotten it clean, or at least get it as looking as good as we are so far. I'm glad I don't have to do that cleaning style anymore. Where I used to work, it was just pre-spray and rinse, and the chemistry they purchased was not the best. I'd say it was middle ground at best compared to what I have used so far now. And the stuff I currently use, I'll put a link in the description. You'll be able to purchase all the stuff you need from that website if you're getting ready to start your own company, or if you already have your own company and you're looking to change and try a different chemistry out. If you see a job like this and you think the results that we got out of it is pretty incredible so far, and you've struggled with getting jobs to look at least this good, and I'm talking about previous areas, not here yet, since we still got to rinse this out and vacuum all that up. But I won't name the chemistry off that I've used in the past, just because I don't want to knock anybody. It's just what's worked for me is why for synthetic carpets, upholstery, and synthetic area rugs that I'm cleaning on site, because they don't want me to take it to my shop for whatever reason. If it's just lightly soiled, then I can clean it on site. TMF chemistry has been fantastic for me. As long as the pre-spray hits the source of the issue, it tends to look way better. The only time most chemistry is going to have an issue is if it is something that's permanent or it didn't actually connect to the issue at hand. So pet urine example, you could put the best urine treatment product on the carpet, but if it does not get all the way down to the source, yes, there could still be problems. So many of you commented in the past, whether you're subscribed or not, saying that needs to be pulled out, its stains are going to come back. Sometimes that is the case, but our callback ratio is extremely low. And the reason why is because I'm properly explaining what needs to be done. And that's the main key. But also, I've had many people where I've told them to tell me, hey, let me know if something comes back. I'm curious if what we're going to do is going to minimize or eliminate the chances of it coming back, even if it is in the pad or the subfloor. And yes, those things do need to be treated. And I rarely get calls back telling me, yes, it did come back. So that's why I like using this chemistry, because it really makes us look like rock stars, more or less. And this process of vacuum, pre-spray, mechanically scrub with the CRB, and rinse and extract it out. It's basically done so much for us in comparison to just pre-spraying and rinsing. Because I mean, I struggled at my old job. I was considered one of the slow ones, and it's because I took my time and I tried to really get people's carpets to look the best they can. And it's tougher when you don't have the best chemistry, or at least good chemistry, and you're stuck without being able to vacuum the carpet first and mechanically scrub it. So there was times where I was like, man, this is so bad. I took my rake out and started scrubbing the traffic areas with the rake, and that helped. But of course, it's not as efficient and thorough as a CRB is with mechanically scrubbing the carpet, because a lot of times I'd get stains out and such, but it would look probably about this good. But this is just pre-spray and CRB after vacuuming, of course. It's not have been rinsed out at all yet. And a lot of people will say it looks great, but we still got to rinse it out. We're not even done. And they're usually pretty blown away by the fact that we haven't even technically cleaned it. We've just loosened a bunch of this junk up so we can get it out of here for them. So again, I will try and put it in the description, a link to purchase the stuff if you want to try their stuff out. I highly recommend it. They are a family business too. We are a family business. My wife and I started it from scratch. So supporting local, family-owned companies is very helpful for the small businesses. So if you find something you like, whether it's this product line or not, stick with it. If it's doing a good job for you, do it. Keep with it. So that's why I haven't changed, except for like wool rugs. I use a different set of chemistry for. If it's just something I'm spotting on site, then TMF also has a wool rug product, and it does fine. It does a good job, does what it needs to do. But I just like what I like. It does the job, and the guys that have worked for me and the current ones that still work for me like it too. And if it's going to make them do a good job, then I'm going to stick with it. So hopefully that's useful for you guys. But check down in the description. I will leave a link there for the products, where you can buy the products. But just to list them off really quick, we used on this carpet so far Frog Nasty, some citrus solvent, a Pure O2, which is a oxygenated pre-treatment booster, has some citrus in it as well. And then for those stains that were in that room over here, which you'll see a picture of before and after, was pig out. And then there was a couple spots where I used another one, which I'm always forgetting the name of it, Super Gel, that I've used to get some other miscellaneous stains out. But usually pig out gets those brighter stains, or those really dark ones that look like ink out, because that's what it's supposed to be, is paint, ink, grease is more or less the acronym of pig. So we don't have to use them too often, because we don't usually get jobs like this that often, but when it pops up, it's good to have it on your rig. That way you can spot clean all those if regular cleaning doesn't take it out, because the rinsing it out took about 25-30% of it, and then the pig out solved the rest of it. Oh, looks like we gotta empty the waste tank. That's how much effort we're putting into this carpet. It is so bad in here. I'm doing like 6 to 8 passes over everything. It's extremely dirty. I mean, it's coming out and it's gonna look a little tacky because of the wear, but I mean, it's taking a lot of work. Unfortunately, there's no dump valve anywhere here, so they said it was okay to drain here, but yeah, this water's bad. But we got about a room and a half left, and I need to get rid of some of the water. We're in the last room, and then it's just this little bit of hallway, and then, like I said earlier, cleaning a little bit past this to go back over a spot. Literally just a little bit left. Unfortunately, there is no light in this room, so I can't turn one on. So my after picture is probably not going to be the greatest. But this room is really cleaning up well. It's just taken 3 to 4 passes over just about all of it. Whereas the room over there, it still looks kind of tacky in the photos, but I mean, we hit it extremely heavily, 6-8 times over. That room alone probably got 45 minutes to an hour of time on it compared to the other ones. It's definitely the most soiled room. The bedrooms may have looked the worst, like we thought this bedroom back here was the worst because of those stains. It just made it look terrible. But as far as the soil load goes, this room was the worst because if you could see in the back here, it's patchy and in bad condition. So the door, the sliding door that's right over there, I went over it literally 8 times, and almost every single one of them up until the end, dirt was passing through. So we spent a lot of time on this. Yes, it should have probably been replaced, but it is in a much better condition than when we started, no doubt. And I already showed them the before and after of that black and pink stain area in the bedroom that came out, and they're happy about that. So considering the condition of this carpet overall, they're going to be stoked about the whole thing. I just wish some of the spots in there looked a little better, but it could be wear for all I know. They're kind of scattered a little bit, and that's kind of a decent sized room, so it could have very well be wear patterns that were in front of furniture. But you can kind of see, you know, there, and all this got gone over multiple times. But I mean, this one right here looks like indentation, like a couch or something. Maybe it was. It's hard to tell. We went over it until we saw no more dirt coming through our sight glass on the wand. But unfortunately, that's kind of the appearance that it still has. But I got to be satisfied with it, because that over there is a spot literally just in front of the door and about 3 or 4 feet out, and to the left and right. I went over that 8 times, maybe even more, and then dry passed it quite a bit too. And I'm pretty satisfied with it, considering. Overall, I think it did well. At the end of the day, they're going to be happy. We did everything we can to revive this carpet and get it clean. And that's all you can do. Just put the effort in, try, use different spotting agents in hopes that you can get some stains out. And if they don't come out, I mean, it's unfortunately is what it is. The only way to get rid of it is to replace the carpet in that space. But I'm happy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. But the sun has shifted now, and so trying to get through this room, because it is 4:26 p.m. right now, and it's at that time of the year where it gets dark over here like 5:30.
Anybody like chocolate milk?
Oh, lovely. It's so bad that there's liquid stuck in there.
Yep.
That's crazy. Man, that is bad.